Hello, I'm Steph Quine with the weekly Law Report. Lawyers Weekly is gearing up to host the inaugural Women in Law Awards in October, and we have 8 double passes to give away. The event will be held in Melbourne and will recognise excellence in the profession. For your chance to win a double pass, listen for the question at the end of this week's top stories. Tobacco companies challenging plain packaging rules have little chance of success, according to legal academics. The High Court rejected British American Tobacco's Australia's claim last week. Tobacco companies, however, haven't given up and have allegedly made claims to the World Trade Organization over violations of trade aspects of intellectual property rights. Andrew Mitchell, an international law expert from Melbourne University, says Australia is not trying to acquire their property, and that is the same argument that foiled the High Court challenge. The Australian Lawyers Alliance and the Law Council of Australia have condemned federal government plans to process asylum seekers offshore in Nauru and on Manus Island. LCA President Catherine Gale welcomed recommendations to increase the humanitarian intake to 20,000, but said others reflected a punitive approach. The ALA claims there will be major episodes of mental and physical illness among detainees, as shown by Howard's Pacific Solution. Immediate past president of the ALA, Greg Barnes.
What is quite disturbing is the failure by the Prime Minister yesterday to give any assurance about time limits on detention.
And I think there's a naivety on the part of the panel in thinking that politicians in this country who are extraordinarily short-term in their view of the world and put human rights well down the value chain will do anything other than simply rely on Manus Island and Nauru as long-term solutions.
A former federal court judge has criticised the role of third-party litigation funders in class actions. Justice Ronald Sackville said the fundamental problem with funders like IMF is that they collect high level of fees on cases which would get supported anyway without any concept of litigation funding.
Access to justice, however, is not really in advance when you have a business model that says we will only provide assistance for those cases that are going to win.
IMF has lost only 5 out of 123 cases. Sackville was speaking at a class actions think tank hosted by Clayton Utz last week. It is almost impossible for Julian Assange to leave the UK, according to an international law expert. Don Anton said a car belonging to the Ecuadorian embassy could not be searched by British police, but could be stopped indefinitely. Even if Assange somehow managed to evade detection, he would not make it through airport security without being arrested, said Anton. He also dismissed claims that Assange himself would appeal to the ICJ, as only states are able to do so. Those are our top stories this week, and if you were watching the Law Report last week, you should remember which High Court judge suggested the bar was no place for rhetoric. If you know the answer, you can email me at stephanie.quine@readbusiness.com.au for your chance to win a double pass to the 2012 Women in Law Awards. I'm Steph Quine, thanks for watching.